The cool water of the mountain lake was a welcome contrast to the warmth of the late afternoon sun. As Jade swam further out, she reveled in the solitude, feeling a sense of freedom she hadn't experienced in a long time. The Montana wilderness was breathtaking, and she was alone in it, surrounded by towering pines and rugged peaks that seemed to touch the sky. It was her first time visiting this remote corner of the world, and she had decided to embrace every moment, including this impulsive, liberating swim. Jade floated on her back, the sky above her turning shades of pink and orange as the sun began to set. She let the water cradle her, feeling completely at peace. The sounds of nature surrounded her, the distant cry of an eagle, the rustle of leaves in the breeze, the gentle lapping of the lake against the shore. For a brief moment, she felt like she was part of the landscape, a seamless blend of earth, water, and sky. But then, a twig snapped on the shore, and the peace was shattered. Jade's heart skipped a beat as she turned toward the sound, instinctively lowering herself into the water until only her eyes were above the surface. She scanned the treeline, searching for the source of the noise, her breath catching in her throat. At first, she saw nothing, but then, in the growing shadows, she noticed movement, a figure standing at the edge of the trees. Her pulse quickened as she realized it wasn't wildlife that had disturbed her. The figure was tall and broad-shouldered, and though she couldn't make out his face, she knew he was watching her. A chill that had nothing to do with the water ran down her spine. She had read about the dangers of wild animals in these parts, but no one had warned her about the people. The locals had been polite enough when she'd passed through the nearby town, but there had been something in their eyes, a flicker of suspicion or disdain that she had brushed off as her own imagination. But now, with this stranger silently watching her from the shore, she felt the weight of that unease settle in her chest. She knew she was vulnerable, alone, far from anyone who knew her, and without a single stitch of clothing to protect her. Jade forced herself to move, slowly at first, then faster, swimming toward the opposite shore where she had left her clothes. The figure didn't move, just stood there, a dark silhouette against the fading light. As her feet finally touched the lakebed, she didn't stop to look back. She pulled herself out of the water, her heart pounding in her ears, and ran. It wasn't the wildlife she should have feared, she realized with a sickening certainty, it was the locals.